Hi, it's Kerry Artag with Wicked Stocks bringing you your daily NVIDIA report from Monday, March 24th, 2025. Let's take a look at the charts, weekly bar chart. And we'll get to the daily chart in a moment, but this is the big picture. 108.89, that rising 8-9 month channel bottom we tested for a couple of weeks in a row, over the last few weeks. Not last week, but the previous two. 108.89 is your base of long-term support. 108.44 on the daily chart. Holding above 108.89 maintains a 3 to 5 week target at 135.20 roughly. And that's a little different on the daily chart, which I can actually jump to here. There are other things going on here with the daily chart, but it really is 108.44 is that same channel bottom, and 136.32 is the descending channel top. So that is the big picture. I can jump right into the day itself, 121.32. Now, that would be anticipated with an open, a push or open today above 117.05, which I'll get to in a moment. But 121.32 is a 4-day channel top. It can contain today's highs. If we push through 121.32, 123.24 is likely. That is, if you recall, that 3/8 Fibonacci from the January high to that more recent low from a couple of weeks ago. We came close to testing it a week ago. That could be it for the day, 123.24. But if we settle today above 121.32, I think by the end of the week, 3 to 5 day rally perhaps to 128.95. And this would be in correlation, of course, with our 3 to 5 week objective in the mid 130s. If we were to close, and it's not going to happen today, and I don't think it's going to happen this week, but if we were to close any day above 128.95, we're just 3 to 5 days away from reaching our objective at 136.32. On the weekly chart, once again, 135.20. So if you've been bottom picking, or you did bottom pick the 108.89 area, and that was a recommended course of action, you may still be holding out for the mid 130s, which is also a recommended course of action. And just know that if we close today above 121.32, that lends support to that entire trade. You should see 128.95, if not by the end of this week, some point next week, 136.32. I'm going to call a 2 to 3 week target if we close today above 121.32, which is an up pivot. Now, in the more close vicinity is this 117.05 descending extreme channel top. And I call it extreme because it's off a series of lows. You have to go back to the high. If there is another channel that you can draw across the intermediate highs, but it's the extreme channel at 117.05 that is our soft pivot point for the day. If we open above 117.05, as I said a moment ago, we should see 121.32 today, where a high can be placed for the day, and we just might fall away into Tuesday, Wednesday for 121.32. So, 121.32 is a 3 to 5 day swing trade, especially to the upside. It's really more of a 2 to 3 week swing trade to the upside, because I think closing above it, we should reach our 3 to 5 week objective at 136.32 inside of about 2 to 3 weeks. Until then, we could top out at 121.32. I mean, it's only a 4-day channel top, but I've seen stranger things happen where we top out here not only for Monday, but we then fall away Tuesday, Wednesday, and then set off a sell signal to the downside. And that is certainly possible. All of this is a moot point if we open today below 117.05, this extreme channel top. Then we're in reach of 112.23 today, which is also in intraday support level. This really hasn't changed much. The area is narrowing. 117.05 ceiling, 112.23 floor. 117.05 ceiling, though, we closed at 117.70 last Friday. So an unchanged open on Monday would be above 117.05 and should then yield 121.32. Pushing through 121.32, 123.24 expected today. Closing above 121.32, 136.32, our 3 to 5 week objective, then expected within 2 to 3 weeks. Downside, I don't see a retest of 108.44 unless we were to close today below 112.23. And 108.44 is on the daily chart what we find on the weekly chart at 108.89. And, I'm just going to say that if on Friday the end of the week, we close below 108.89, and that would need to be by a 1% margin. And we'll give you that number later in the week if we're trading in that vicinity. Then we have a secondary sell signal of a pretty decent magnitude, 2 to 3 months. Or would it be 3 to 5 weeks? It all depends on volatility, but it could be kind of a collapse scenario within 3 to 5 weeks of closing below 108.81, 77.99 likely. If you've been bottom picking 108.89, I think that's a great play. We're still expecting the mid 130s. If we close above 121.32 today, if you haven't got long yet, that might be your next opportunity to do so. Expecting 128.95 by the end of next week or sooner, 136.32 within 2 to 3 weeks or sooner. Until then, we could ease back to 108.44. I just don't see a signal for that unless we were to break 112.23, and that's really not far off the mark to begin with. And so there you have it. Now, as I said before, I don't see a strong rationale for it, but if you wanted to sell 121.32 beyond just the day trade, there is a scenario where we could fall back and we would have some sort of a secondary sell signal on the way down for anticipating 108.44, but you could sell 121.32 and you're just sort of babysitting this thing on a day-to-day basis. You would then need an indication to the downside. And I could tell you right now, it would be this trend line, the channel bottom to the channel top of 121.32. And we'll give you that number on Tuesday, Wednesday, in terms of our downward pivot point through the rest of the week. Is there anything else to say? I think I've said it all. I'd be repeating myself beyond what I've already said. And so please click like, share, subscribe. Please check out wickedstocks.com. Take advantage of our 5-day free trial. We offer 2 solid stock picks every week, typically on Tuesdays and Thursdays, that cater to the 3 to 5 week out to the 3 to 5 month investor. We're always looking for 20% moves at least on these underlying stock picks, and we've got a pretty good batting average with them. You might want to check it out. Also, you'd get daily Triple Q, daily SPY analysis, weekly Apple stock analysis, weekly S&P 500, and weekly NASDAQ 100. I will be back tomorrow, of course, with Tuesday's NVIDIA report. You have a great day.